What is that?
Watch out! Run! No!
Episode 5 was a real treat, giving us action, drama and some real moral quandaries to ponder upon. Can the show follow up on that? What will be next? Hi there, it's Micha. Join me if you like to find out. This chapter starts with Osha awaking with her wounds taken care of in Kamir's home on an unknown planet, while May, posing as Osha, is cooped up with Sol on their spaceship, which is having technical problems.
I'm going to reset the transceiver. Take the wheel.
As they can't place a proper distress call, Sol tasks Osha with running diagnostics, which May does with the help of Osha's trusted mini-droid. After a quick adjustment, as the little one noticed that she is not who she pretends to be.
What if I reset you to factory settings?
But there is someone else still suspicious of her. Meanwhile, Osha follows Kamir, who takes a relaxing bath, leaving his fate willingly in her hands.
How does it feel? I'd like to put my clothes back on. I'm wondering if it's honorable to kill me like this. Heat of battle, it's justified. But a few hours later, it's vengeance.
Deciding not to kill him, and after learning that she is not a prisoner, she follows him back.
I'd start swimming if you want to make it to the ship before sundown. You hungry?
After mentioning that Sol will find her due to his strong force abilities, Kamir offers an intriguing fact.
You think that his strength... That's your strength in the Force, Osha.
But Osha is convinced that a Jedi's power fades if they don't use the Force, to which she replies that there are powerful emotions below the surface of consciousness you can use to dig into the Force, like anger, fear, loss and desire.
That's the path to the dark side.
Semantics.
Back on Coruscant, Master Venestra is informed about the partially received distress call from Sol, so she and a small team are preparing a rescue party. Back on the unknown planet, Kamir reveals that he once was a Jedi and quite literally got stabbed in the back by his master. He also defends his actions by saying he only killed those who threatened his existence, telling Osha she shouldn't buy into the illusion that there could be real relationships to Jedi, as their philosophy doesn't allow it.
Why do you love people who can only go so far? Who can't go as deep as you can?
Which forces her to accept the reason she left in the first place.
Why aren't you a Jedi, Osha?
Because I failed!
Meanwhile, on the spaceship, Sol suggests that there was something he has to come clean about, but before May could learn what it was, tipped off by the tracker,
My name is...
Sol uses a blaster to stun her. He then leaves, avoiding the approaching rescue team, who later finds all the bodies on the planet. We then find Sol starting to confess to a bound May, without us hearing anything though. The episode ends with Kamir explaining that his helmet is made out of cortosis, a material that messes with lightsabers but also functions as a sensory deprivation device. So if you wear it, it is only you and the Force, and he offers Osha to put it on. Which she does. This episode was a bit slower in regards of the action, but offers a lot of insight and shines a bit of light on the grey areas of the Force I am so interested on. Though Kamir took a wrong approach, his motivation is still understandable. This is highlighted by Osha realizing that her greatest wish, becoming a Jedi, was kept from her because she wasn't able to not love, to keep her emotions locked up, to follow the Jedi dogma. I have had discussions about this very topic. Can you use the Force without being a Jedi? Many opinions and the lore apparently suggest that this is not possible. Like Osha says, it leads to the dark side, it corrupts, as mentioned in the title of the episode. But I still would like to see if this is truly the case. Why are Jedi not allowed to have friendships and real relationships? Is this really required to use the Force, or is this just something arbitrarily demanded? And of course, can you use emotions to tap into the Force without getting corrupted? Again, most would say no, but I wouldn't be so sure.
Where'd you get that scar?
How do you think I got it?
Of course, the big question is why Camille was attacked by his master. Was there a legitimate reason, or was it just in case he might go dark? I would be really interested in learning what would happen if a Force user doesn't want to be a Jedi, doesn't want to be a Sith, but still won't give up using the Force. Would they be imprisoned or even killed? Did that happen to Camille? Again, I love this topic and I'm thrilled to see where the show will lead us. Getting back to the title, the show is all about perspective, and was from the start, as there are always different ways to look at things. We have titles like Lost Found, Revenge Justice, Day Night, and now Teach Corrupt. Is Camille trying to corrupt Osha or teaching her valuable knowledge? They are both similar in that they didn't fit in with the Jedi way, but chose different paths to cope with that. But what is the reason he especially has it out for the same Jedi that apparently wronged the twins?
I made a mistake with May.
Did he know them from before?
I thought she wanted more than just revenge.
Did he know the witch's coven?
I thought she wanted what I want.
He mentioned that it is Osha's power that Soul could zone in on to find her, and not Soul's strength. So he seems to know something more of Osha than she does herself. Maybe he helped to create the twins. Could be, as he also implies to be much older than he appears to be.
I've never heard of you.
It was a really long time ago.
With Osha putting on Camille's mask, she might connect with the Force in a way that makes her remember a detail that can shed light on her past. We will see. Regarding the helmet and the malfunctioning lightsabers in the previous episode, we learn that this is due to this special material called cortosis, and not the pollen on the planet as I thought. Shout out to Atari 1994, who left a comment on my last review calling that out. You were spot on. And like in every Star Wars show, they brought in some weird yet cute and cuddly little creatures as future merchandise opportunities. But about things like that I will never complain, as it is a classic win-win situation. However, there were some minor issues this week that jumped at me. No plot holes, but stupid or weird character behavior. Like the tracker not sharing their suspicion earlier on, and Soul just leaving Kafar's orbit after learning that May switched places with Osha. As he couldn't know that Camille found her, he had to assume she is still down there. I guess he thought that Vernestra and her team would find her, and he obviously didn't want to be engaging with them, so I can let that slide. And with that being said, let's get to the rating. This chapter wasn't action heavy, but gave us room to breathe after the previous jam-packed entry. We learned a lot about the lead characters and got the chance to look at things from a different point of view. Doesn't mean that Camille is not the villain anymore, but shows us that most villains are the heroes in their own story. Will be interesting to see what else will unfold around his past, and everyone's past for that matter. Due to the smaller issues I mentioned, I will return to a 8 out of 10 for this episode, as it didn't reach the heights of the previous chapter, but also didn't disappoint. Fingers crossed that this will also be true for the remaining 2 episodes. What about you? Did you find it interesting to see things from a different vantage point, or were you unhappy with the lack of action? What is your overall impression with the show so far? Whatever you like to share, let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, feel free to like, share or subscribe. So much for now, see you next time and thanks for watching. She shouldn't buy into the illusion that there could be real relationship. He mentioned that it is Osha's power that's Soul. Regarding the helmet and the malfunctioning lightsabers in the last previous... without us hearing anything though.